Are you thinking about getting engaged? Do you know which ring you want to get? It's always really difficult, and I do feel sorry for the traditional way, which is men choosing the ring. And unless you have a family ring, you might be trying to work out what she wears. I have some advice, which is, does she wear lots of jewellery? Does she not? If she wears lots of jewellery, she might want something that's a bit more of a wow factor. If she doesn't wear much jewellery, she might like something that's very simple and quite traditional. You can never go wrong with certain ones, which is a diamond solitaire or a diamond 3-stone. But I do think there's something rather fun about having colour as well. When looking for a ring, one thing to factor in is your skin colour. And whether you're fair-skinned or dark-skinned or beautifully tanned all year round, it is something to think about, because if you've got fair skin like me, platinum and silver can look quite washed out. But it also you must factor in, if that person loves wearing silver and platinum, then they will love the look. I always think if you're fair skinned, gold's add a bit of warmth. If you're dark skinned, you're kind of lucky, because the platinum look looks fantastic, looks so bright, especially with diamonds. It's just even more like, so sparkly and beautiful. To give you an example, I've got a yellow sapphire here. This ring would look absolutely beautiful on someone who's dark-skinned. It will suddenly look like that sort of golden, beautiful sunshine. For me, for example, with my skin colour, I always think you can sort of go with having a ruby. It will suddenly make someone who's fair skinned have that incredible warmth and glow, and it adds a bit of colour as well as a bit of sparkle. You can never go wrong with a sapphire. There is a wonderful phrase saying sapphires choose you. They have different colours and they do slightly change. And sapphires come in all colours of the rainbow. But when we talk about sapphires, plural, we're talking about blue sapphires. I think they look fantastic against pale skin. But if they're very dark and you've got dark skin, they will get lost. Traditionally, you would have the 3 gemstones for engagement being diamond, ruby or sapphire. The reason being is because of their hardness. They've got very good durability, and you can wear them every day. But usually what you find with diamonds is that the diamonds will have a bit of platinum at the top, even if it's a gold band. It gives that sort of the diamonds a bit more brilliance and makes them a bit more white and sparkle. To go back to this ruby, for example, you can see its platinum is around the diamond, and then there's a gold bezel setting that is around the ruby. But that's not always the case, because, for example, here I've got a platinum ring, and the whole thing is platinum. What shape suits your finger? If you think of that space here, what sort of shape is that? Then you can work out what sort of shape you would suit. So, for example, I'm saying oval, and if we go for a nice oval ring here, and I'll take this ring off here. Ooh. This is the oval ring. You can see how that sits on my finger and makes my finger look very long and elegant. Width is another thing. If you've got very slim fingers, you don't want to go too wide. It just looks too big, and to be honest, will also be very uncomfortable. We've got a 5-stone diamond ring here. This one just about gets away from me, and you can see just any wider and it would feel a bit uncomfortable, but I can just about fit that. Now let's talk about the slightly shorter fingers. I always think you can get away with, like I said, think of the physical shape that is here. Now if you've got shorter fingers, you will be a bit more like square-like, but therefore you get away with wearing these fabulous sort of square-like rings. Also more oval and clusters. Clusters go with every finger. Let's talk classics. Now, by classics, I mean a diamond solitaire, and I'm going to pick out a big one here, and you can see how it sits on the finger, and it doesn't matter what shape you have. Because it's a circle, you could have the rectangle or the square, and it goes with every finger. It's an absolute classic. The other thing to factor in is that with a solitaire and the 5-stone and 3-stone rings, you can stack very easily. If you go for a cluster, you can see it sits properly, but I can't really stack because there's no more room. One of my personal favourites is the 3-stone. They are absolute classic. They look so beautiful on any finger. So if you are going to be proposing to that special lady and you don't know, you can't go wrong. I've got here a Georgian ring. While it looks a very perfect 5-stone diamond sparkly ring, it is actually closed back, which means that you wouldn't be able to do any form of washing up because it can't have any liquids going inside. It's also silver at the top, so it's much softer. Claws or bezel is always another thing to factor in. So while claws might hold that stone and give it the most absolute all angles of light, so therefore that stone looks the best it can ever be. Claws do, unfortunately, a bit of a jumper or a pair of tights, they can get pulled back. So this ring would be very well suited for someone who might be a bit more clumsy. It's going to be much more safer, feels smooth, and you kind of know that they're all secure in there. As for this ring, will be more sparkly and allow more light in, but you've just got to now and again put your fingers over and feel those claws. If any feel sharp at any point, that might mean that you need your ring retipped. The hardness of a gemstone is something to factor in. There's a reason why there's the 3 diamonds, rubies and sapphires. But let's talk about the ones that are not as hard. So emeralds, it's perfectly okay to have an emerald engagement ring, same as aquamarine. Emeralds have a garden of inclusions, and so all you need to do is hit them in the right angle inside and they will literally, unfortunately, split, which is why with emeralds you want to make sure that they're right in the middle of a fantastic cluster. For example, you've got a bezel setting that is securing the emeralds all around the outside and keeping it nice and snug. It's a nice low setting, the emeralds in the metalwork, and is nice and secure. There's been a growing trend for alternative gemstones, and you can have so much fun because there are so many. Tourmalines are great ones. Here's a green tourmaline. I love this ring because it is so beautifully flat. It would make a great engagement ring because it's so comfortable and flat and looks fantastic. Peridot's got this wonderful sort of limey green colour, and it looks fantastic on the finger, and you can see it sort of shimmers in a way. Again, can be worn as an engagement ring, just it needs a bit more care. In this case, you remember what I was talking about before, we've got the claw settings, but also you've got a softer gemstone that might need a good polish now and again. Opals as an engagement ring are really good fun because I think these are the most magical gemstones because they've got all the different colours in them. In the Georgian and Victorian times and the Edwardian times, pearls were a very traditional engagement ring to give. So this is a beautiful engagement ring if you want to go down the very old school traditional route. They are just, unfortunately, not the most practical engagement ring, given that pearls are very, very, very soft and they do need a lot of love and care. But let's not forget men. Men do also propose to other men, or the woman proposes to the man, and they want to find that beautiful ring for the man. So we've got this ring here, which I love. It's very, very sort of, you've got the gold, you've got the sapphire and diamonds. It's Victorian, but it looks great on a man. Going back to having maybe a lion or diamond, a bit more gold, or signet rings. And signet rings are a great way to propose to your loved one, and they don't have to wear it on their wedding finger. They could choose to wear on any finger. Now, while traditionally a signet ring should be worn on your left pinky, I choose not to wear my one on my left because it just looks ridiculous next to my engagement ring. Also, they do end up hitting each other, so I choose to wear mine on my right. At the end of the day, it's entirely up to you how you wish to accessorise your hands.